going to be doing a round of scent testing today because it's very important for me to know how each fragrance reacts in my batches of soap and in my formula, because I can see if it moves fast or if it's a nice slow moving fragrance, if it discolors, if it causes any issues, and also how it smells once it is at that 6-week cure time and what the lasting power is, because every fragrance is different, every company is different, and really how it behaves in everybody's recipe is different. So it's very important for me to do that. And these will be, I'll use them in a round mold, an individual round mold, and then those will become felted soaps, which I love those, and the customers love those too. So the ones I'm going to be doing, I know some of them are off season right now, but it's also important that I'm testing things off season, so then when I need to make something, I'll have that on hand. Also, some things smell better out of the bottle versus once it's cured, and then vice versa. So some of them smell pretty similar to what it smells like in the bottle. Some of them morph considerably. That way, if I have something that's like, okay, this smells better as it is than in cold process, the soaps, then I will use them in the glycerin soaps. I'll use them in bath bombs or shampoo bars, different things like that. And then there are ones that actually do smell a lot better in the actual soap. There's one in here in particular that my daughters and I always smell them when they come in, and it does not smell great. So I'm really hoping that it will smell better in cold process. And if it doesn't, then we'll add it as a blender and something else, and that works really well too. So anyway, the ones I'm testing, the scents that I'm testing today, I kind of mix them up because when I put them in the molds, and then once they're set up enough, I write a number on them so I know what they are. But I also like to kind of divide them out so I don't have, say, I have pumpkin ones here. I don't have 4 pumpkin ones in a row, and I maybe forget which way I went. I'll get ready to go. I have my oils all done and just waiting for everything to come to the right temperature, and then we'll get ready to make the soap and pour it. I will be using not this one, but I've got a bigger bucket because when I use the bigger ones and I run out of whatever's in it, I might as well use them for making a batch of soap. So that's what I'll do, and then I'll clean it up, and that bucket will be ready to use for other purposes. So I will have that set probably on a chair because it's a 5-gallon bucket, so I won't have it on the countertop. So anyway, we'll come back when it's time to make the soap. here are some of the cured soaps from that test. You can see all different colors and how they behave. So for example, like these are very dark. If you can see, these are dark, but they have some soda ash on the top. So that's something that I need to be aware of. This one has some soda ash as well. And that is not harmful for soap. It's just an appearance thing. And you can sometimes steam this off. Sometimes it goes throughout the bar. This one has a little bit as well. This one is beautifully white, but if you can see, there's some little speckles on it. This is one that riced on me. So the fragrance would need to be blended in a little bit better, and that is something to be aware of. This one, obviously I didn't blend very well, but it's got the little specks of the vanilla. This was the gummy bear scent, and it's going to be very dark. What I was talking about, making sure when you're testing, it's like, okay, this is called gummy yummy bears, I believe. And when you do that, you're thinking, okay, that'd be fun to do really bright colors and fun colors, but if this is what the fragrance is going to do to your soap, you have to take that into account. So probably what I would do is only fragrance maybe the bottom 3/4 and add some embeds or add some drop swirls. Maybe make this a black instead of having that brown, depending on what the colors that I want to use. And that is something to really take into consideration. Now this one was kind of interesting. This one was a peppermint cocoa. Typically anything that is a cocoa scent would be brown like that. So this is going to be a fun one to be able to do for a holiday soap with some actual colors in it, because this is something that can be worked with. This one is a very yellow color. Obviously I need to blend it in a little bit more. When you're going fast, because you don't really know how things behave, sometimes that happens. So like this one, you can tell that it's pretty thick. The batter thickened up. Same thing with this one. This one is a beautiful creamy white, and it's smooth top, so this one is very well behaved. But anyway, that is why testing is so important to do, not only for the colors, but also behavior and to see how things change. Some of these I had my sister and her husband over, and I have some friends that have come over, and they will smell these, and then they will smell what it smells like out of the bottle, and we'll decide which one we like better depending on what the application is. Because some of them are like, we like either one. Some of them are very, very different. And there's a few that it's like, okay, this smells amazing out of the bottle, not so much as soap, and then vice versa. So anyway, super important to test, and this is how we do it. And I'm gonna go ahead, and these will be felted, and I will sell these as felted soaps.